Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a great week. A subscriber asked me to do a video on basically my favorite ship of all, and that's Royal Caribbean's Oasis of the Seas. And it's a little bit because it's nostalgic and it's just so much things to do, and it was the first of its kind, so many different things. In fact, as I was preparing for this video and thinking about it and looking over what's been done to her recently, it just made me more and more want to go on her, that I even started searching for cruises to see if I can squeeze one in this year. That's how much I like this ship, and I'm going to tell you why right after this. Royal Caribbean already had the largest ships at sea when they decided to build the even bigger ship. And I guess for them, bigger is better, because they decided to build the Oasis class ship, which just kind of dwarfs other ships, as you can see here in this picture. There's no contest. And it was delivered, and its maiden sailing was December 5th, 2009. It's gone under some changes since then, but the basic overall deck plans and everything have basically stayed the same. When she launched, she would hold 5,400 passengers based on double occupancy, which means if they sold out the ship, every cabin would only have to have 2 people in it to reach its capacity of 5,400. In reality, the ship holds over 6,300 people when you consider, kids and people sharing bunks and cabins as well. So 6,300, throw in another 2,400 for crew. That's an awful lot of people on one boat. So if you have a boat this size, you have 6,000 people on board, you gotta keep them entertained. So, does it have entertainment? It has tons of things to do. It has the most variety of shows of any ship you'll ever be on, these class ships. They have ice dancing shows, they have aqua shows, they have parades, they have game shows, they have movies under the stars and by the pools. They have Broadway shows, they're playing Cats at the moment. There is mystery dining theaters. There is all kinds of entertainment. And that's not to mention the bars and the clubs that hold all the piano bars and the jazz clubs and the discos and things like that. That's just entertainment. Another way to keep people active is they have a huge sports court and they have a large mini putt area. The pools are spread out and designed where they have a kids pool area, more of an adults pool area, and the kids pool area is large, so it's going to accommodate a lot of kids. Now, one of the problems I find on board of these type of ships is a lot of parents tend to just drop the kids off and let them roam and run around free, and once they're done with the pool area, they kind of start roaming around the ship, and that can be a little bit of an issue for people who are just looking to relax. What, you don't want to take in any shows? You don't want to sit by the pool? Well, there's still other things to do. They have 2 surf simulators. They have 2 rock climbing walls. They have a zip line that goes across the top. And they will even certify you in scuba diving on board if you need be. So yes, the Oasis class ships have a ton of things to do on the ship. But you say to yourself, well, how it must be just awfully congested with 6,000 people on board. And it's very brilliant the way they designed these ships to have different sections and different zones, which makes it feel completely like you're away from the rest of the ships. So you have the top decks, which is your sport zones and your pool areas. Then you have your promenade area, which is set up kind of like a shopping mall and has a few little restaurants and places to stop and eat and lots of places to shop. And just tell me this does not look like you're walking through, a mall in the middle of any city. Then they have the Central Park zone with over 21,000 live trees. They have 9 people working specifically to keep these trees in bloom and lush and looking green all year round. And it's a really nice effect to have this area on the ship. It's it's just like walking through a park somehow on a boat. And then they have the Boardwalk section with its custom-made, handmade carousel. And a lot of people look at this carousel and say, oh, that's a cute little feature and everything. Did you know it is one of the most high-tech features on the ship? And if you think about it, it had to have a gyroscope and a stabilizer, so no matter which way the ship starts to turn, that will always stay even and balanced, as not to tip children over or to start rubbing against the deck. So it is actually one of the most sophisticated pieces of equipment on the Oasis of the Seas. And then they have the huge Aqua Theatre in the back, the first of its kind at that point. As far as food is concerned, I could sit here forever and list off the places that you could go to eat besides the main dining rooms and that on board. Of course, you have the Windjammer Marketplace, which is their buffet area. Don't forget Azumi's, where you can get some really good Japanese food. Johnny Rockets, if you're looking for some hamburger and fries, and they even have a doghouse if you're looking for customized hot dogs that you can just pile on whatever you want. You can get those there. You have Sorrento's Pizza. There's Sabor, Chops Grill, Giovanni's Table. The list goes on and on and on. If you can't find a food to your liking on the Oasis of the Seas, I have no idea what you're eating at home. And the same goes with bars and nightly entertainment. There's 15, 20 different places easily on board you can find entertainment or drinks and relax, especially in the evening. The Oasis class ships tend to have people who are a little bit more active, and they are up till midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. The lights don't turn off on the Oasis at 10 o'clock. There's parties going on all over the ship. Some of the best places to catch this would be like Bolero's, which has some really good snacks there, by the way. And if you're looking for like an English pub style place, try the Wig and Gavel. It's probably one of the most authentic English pubs you'll ever be to without, going to England. And lastly, the most unique bar on board, of course, has to be the Rising Tide bar, which will go up and down between floors. So you can get on the ground floor and go up 5 floors and while you're having a drink. It kind of, makes sitting in an elevator a lot more entertaining. So yes, the Oasis disperses crowds nicely on the ship. It has tons of entertainment, tons of fun, things to do on the ship. Lots of things for kids to do, lots of things for adults to do, lots of bars, great dining, good food, just tons of things to do. But are there any drawbacks to this ship? And yeah, there are a few. First of all, the Windjammer Marketplace is kind of small for a ship this size. The buffet I was just on the Royal, is larger than the one on this one. And this ship holds almost double the amount of passengers. So yeah, you can kind of get an idea just how much smaller that might be. And especially during the breakfast and the lunch areas, I would try and avoid the buffet and seek other venues unless you're willing to sit and wait around for a table for a good 20 to 30 minutes sometimes. Another bad point might be that the Oasis-sized ships are just so large they can't fit into a lot of ports. So they're not going to ports that only can hold certain size ships. If they can only hold certain size ships, well, the Oasis isn't one of them because it's the biggest. And even if they do go to the port, then you're tendering. So they may go to more tendering ports than you're used to. And while not out of control, the ship is large. The crowd and the people are not unruly and don't often misbehave or anything like that on the ship, but there's a lot of people. And if you're not used to being around a lot of people, it can wear on you on a sea day, for instance, or back-to-back sea days. So keep that in mind. If you don't like crowds, this just might not be the ship for you, although they do a good job of spreading everybody out. If you happen to be trying to get to an event, speaking of an event, if you want specialty dining and you want to go to a show or entertainment, you have to book online ahead of time. There's no just going and standing in line. There is standby seating that they let in at the last minute, But yeah, those seats are way in the back. You're not going to have a good view because everyone else who booked online has gotten in before you. So there's no spontaneity that way. For instance, on the Royal, I wanted to see the Silk Road, the Secret Silk, twice. So I saw it the first time and I just went and saw it again an hour later the second time. You can't do that on Royal. So that's some drawbacks. So crowds, small buffet area, and having to book shows and not being as spontaneous on the ship as you like. Those, I think, would be the downfalls. But the benefits also are far outnumber the drawbacks of the Oasis class ships. So I hope you like this brief recap of the Oasis and why I like it so much. I know the other ships are bigger now. Every time they build a new Oasis class, they make it a few inches, a few feet bigger. But the Oasis will always hold that special place in my heart because it was the first monster ship I was ever on. And it blew my mind that something that big can stay afloat in the middle of the ocean. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more tips and more videos and more vlogs, hit that subscribe button. Till next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.